Hey Rob, welcome to the GAC RMHC Golf Classic. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. We'll let that play on through, put you back in your address position, and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your setup, let's first of all just take a look at your posture. We can see your spine's nice and straight and on a slight tilt. Legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Arms hang down nice and naturally in front of you, and the club works out to the ball, so you're achieving really good posture in association with excellent balance. Let's go ahead and also take a look at your alignment here. We can see that your feet are a little bit closed. Carry that out towards the fairway. Theoretically, your club face is supposed to run parallel to your feet, and parallel lines on camera will have an appearance to converge, but even with that conversion, we can see that you're set up sort of into the right corner of that pond. Probably going to have to see some form of a compensation whereby we're going to try and get the ball back working towards the center of the fairway. Let's go ahead and do a little split screen comparison between you and Jordan Spieth. We can see some color-coded lines up on the screen just to use as a visual reference as it pertains to swing plane. As Jordan initiates his takeaway, creates good shoulder rotation, bringing the arms and hands back as well as the club. And we want to see the club coming back on plane directly along the red line. Also, during the early stages of the golf swing, we want to establish some good wrist hinge into play, which means we need to transition the club head from having been below and in front of our hands to now moving above and behind our hands, all the while the shaft of the club is still on plane. From here, we're going to work the golf club from red up towards the blue-yellow V zone. When we finally set the club at the top of the backswing, we want to have either the left arm of the golf club situated on the yellow line, anywhere in between the blue-yellow V zone, or physically up on blue, as we can see with Jordan Spieth. We also want to create full shoulder rotation, and we want to do this about a very stable right leg. Let's go ahead and watch you initiate your takeaway here. We can see you draw your hands back very nicely with good shoulder rotation. Club's coming back on a pretty decent swing plane right there, just ever so slightly to the inside, which is not a big deal at all. Get some wrist hinge into play. Club recovers perfectly. Let's work this golf club up to the top now and see where you set things. When you finally get to the top of your backswing, excellent shoulder rotation, stable right side, maintaining the posture and your spinal axis during your rotation. Arms are in excellent geometry relative to your core, and the club's in excellent position relative to your arms, so it's a fantastic looking backswing. Let's go ahead and watch Jordan create his transition back into the ball. Simply want to move our weight from our right foot to our left now. Drive the knees and the hips laterally to the target. Unwind the core and fire the hands. And in doing so, we need to make sure we're bringing the golf club from the blue-yellow V zone back down on top of red. And that's exactly what we see here with Jordan Spieth. We see the golf club returning back to being on plane. The other thing we want to observe at this stage of the golf swing is the relationship between the lead form and the golf club. Refer to this as the backwards check mark. Simply means the club head right now is remaining above and behind his hands coming into the hitting zone. And this is what's going to allow him to create a lot of power in his golf swing, let alone his ability to hit the ball straight due to the fact that the club is returned back to plane, which is a main criteria in order to produce straight golf shots. Let's go ahead and watch your transition back into the ball here. Excellent dropping of your hands and arms. Bring the golf club from yellow back down on top of red. At this point in time, we can take a look at the relationship between your lead form and your golf club. We can see that you have your backwards check mark. We also want to just track the club head coming into the ball, and we're going to see the club head move from here back down to on plane. If we go ahead and connect the dots, we have a very good visual sense as to how that golf club was returning back to plane, and then from here how the club basically comes into the golf ball from an on-plane position. This now gives you opportunity to hit a straight golf shot in accordance to your alignment. But if you go back to our address position and looked at your alignment, we know that you're aimed out to the right. So there's going to have to be some form of a compensation to try and get that ball back over to the center of the fairway. So that has to do with your hands and the club face. You're going to have to get your club face closed in order to produce some form of a draw that's going to get that ball working back towards the target. We can see with Jordan Spieth that his golf club returned back to plane. We can also see his club tracks into the golf ball directly from on plane. So again, he has the ability to hit a straight golf shot in accordance to his alignment. but he's running parallel left of his target. He's not aiming out to the right. So as long as that club face squares up via having a good grip, he's going to hit the ball perfectly straight. In your case, you got to get your club face closed. One of the things I want to comment on has to do with your grip. I'm not sure if you know, but you have a little bit of a strong grip. It just means that your right hand is rotated a little bit too far underneath the golf club at address. Your right hand's rotated to the right. And that strong position is going to allow that club face to shut down aggressively and close through impact. And that's exactly what's happening here. So we can see the ball pretty much starting out towards where you're aimed. We can see the ball, whoop, let me clear that off. We can see the ball heading in this direction right here, right at the tip of that arrow. But because your grip is strong and the face is closing, you will impart some right to left spin on that ball, and that ball will work its way back to the left. Now hopefully it's got enough spin to get back towards the center of the fairway. Okay? You come through, you get yourself into a pretty good finish here. You could probably get your right heel up off the ground a little bit more, get fully up onto your right toe to complete that golf swing fully. But nonetheless, you do carry your golf swing through enough to get through to a finishing position, which looks really good. Overall, you got some really nice athletic qualities with respect to your golf swing. We can see your hands coming back and firing through. You got good coil. You coil, uncoil. You got decent enough footwork that it carries your upper body through to a finish. You need to incorporate just a little bit more footwork there to allow you to get fully through to that finish a little bit more naturally. And then with respect to your posture and your balance, looks great at address, but we can see your alignment again is a little too far out to the right. Downswing plane is perfect. At that point in time, you do have to get that club face closed in order to work that back. And we can definitely see that that ball is starting out to the right, but it does have right to left spin, and it will draw back towards the intended target, so that's good. Okay? Anyways, any point in time you want to fine-tune any of these aspects of your golf game, I'm located over at Glen Abbey in Oakville. Be happy to set you up a little program. Also, if you're involved in any golf tournaments at all, you guys are looking for a unique gift to provide to your guests, certainly feel free to reach out. Be happy to discuss my swing analysis services. Anyways, hope you had a fabulous day, and also hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video.